All right, I'm going to show you how I cook my brisket the way I do it, how I get that pretty bark and how it still comes out juicy. So I got the brisket trimmed. If you want to see how to do that, I made a video earlier to show you how I trim it. I mean, people might do it different, but it's so simple. You need black pepper, salt, and garlic. That's it. So I have 60% ground black pepper, 30% kosher salt, and 10% granulated garlic. And you got to have a binder. Forget about the mustard, forget especially the mayonnaise or mayonnaise, whatever you call it. On a brisket? No. Lee and Perrins, Worcestershire sauce. That's all you need. I'm going to show you how I do it. Trimmed up. You want to make sure your brisket flows. You don't want big pockets so that the moisture sits on it and it doesn't allow your bark to get like what you want it. So we're going to go ahead and do the backside first. And you can see I have a little bit of a fat cap left on my flat. But on the point, I went ahead and took it off. There's enough fat in there that I don't believe you need it. So Worcestershire sauce. And you get it on there really nice. And spread it around. Make sure you get the sides. You have got to get the sides. It needs the love. So I'm going to go ahead and do my back and my sides. Season that first. Okay, because when I flip it over, I'm going to season the top. And I don't want to mess that up because that's what everybody's going to be looking at. That's how it's going to be real pretty. Still got a little piece right here. I'm going to take off. Okay, get that out the way. So go ahead and get that all down. So you don't have to get crazy with this. Okay, I just want to put a nice little coat of it. And I'm going to pat it down. Make sure you get it everywhere. And I'm going to get the sides while I have it this way. So pat it in the sides. Make sure it's all in there. And get this side. Get that on there, get the end. All right, so that's done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get this screen and I'm gonna flip this thing over and I'm gonna put it on the screen so it's not sitting all on that cutting board like that. Okay, so I have the sides done. I have the back done. So now we're going to get a good amount of Worcestershire sauce on this. I'm going to have to watch this pocket. You can see right here as we cook because it's going to have it's going to want to grab some moisture and hold it there because it's a pocket. And I could cut it out, but I'm going to lose that meat that's underneath there. And I don't want to do that because this is not competition. This is just backyard barbecue. Pat it down. That's it. It's done. I mean, that is completely seasoned. It doesn't need more than that. This is a prime piece of meat. It's got flavor on its own from all the fat that's in it. It's going to be perfect, just like it is. So what I'm going to do now is, it is now, let's see what time it is. It is now noon. I'm going to start this at 9 o'clock tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the refrigerator till 8 o'clock tonight. And then I'm going to pull it out and let it rest for an hour. Then I'm going to put it on a smoker at 180 degrees for 2 hours. So I'm going to show y'all that when we get to it. So y'all hang in there and let's cook a brisket. All right. If I'm going to cook a brisket Texas style with my Louisiana Flair, gotta have post oak pellets. So I'm going to use B&B pellets, post oak. We're going to put this 20-pound bag in my hopper. It's 9 o'clock. I pulled it out the refrigerator at 8 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and put it on the smoker. My smoker gets hotter on this side than on this side, so I'm going to put the point that way. And I'm going to go ahead and probe the flat part to get a temperature on. The point, I don't need to have a temperature on it at all. I mean, once it's over 160 degrees, it's going to be cooked. So I'm not worried about that at all. It's the flat that I have to nail it to keep this brisket moist and falling apart. So we're going to go ahead and get it on the smoker. Put it right in the middle. I'll look and see if I don't have any touch-ups I need. I had to touch up right here earlier. This part right here is going to hold fluid, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on it, but it's not a big deal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my probes that I have that come with the grill, and I'm going to hit it on the flat part. So I'm going to get it about right there. And it went in about this deep. I want to do another one just in case, to make sure I know what I'm hitting and I don't go through right there. I'm going to smoke it on here for 2 hours at 180 degrees, and then at 11 o'clock tonight I'm going to kick it up to 225, and I'm going to let it go till 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then I'm going to open it up and look at it. And then we'll see where we're at 7 o'clock in the morning. Stick with me. Good morning, y'all. It's 7 o'clock even. I'll tell you why I put 2 probes in. Perfect example. At 5:30 this morning, my alarm goes off. Says I'm at 164 degrees. My other one says I'm at 150 degrees. So it got me up at 5:30, so I looked at it, and I mean, that's why you need an extra thermal pin or thermometer that it gives you insta reading. So I was in the 150, so that's why I wasn't deep enough on one of them, so that temperature got hotter. So it could have fooled you, but that's why I used 2, so that I don't get fooled. So what I did, because of that, I left it at 225. I could have bumped it up, but because we're doing a video, I left it at 225. I'm gonna bump it up to 250 in just a little bit. But I spritzed twice, so every 45 minutes since 5:30 I spritzed twice. So you'll see it, but it looks good. It smells amazing. So we're still on track. So it's 7 o'clock. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna spritz it again, and I'll let you look at it. And we're gonna go ahead and bump it up to 250. And we'll probably let it go to about 160 degrees because it really looks good already before we wrap it. So here we go. Look at that beautiful, beautiful bark. This is perfect. It didn't hold too much water right there, or moisture. It's been dripping off. So I'm going to go ahead. I mean, it's close enough right now, man. I could wrap it. It looks so good. But I'm gonna go ahead and spritz it again and let it go ahead and get to 160 degrees. I'm gonna double check it with my thermal pin. So I'm 158 right there. See, when you go shallow, it's 167. But I need to find out that deep part. So I'm 158 degrees. It is very, very close. I could wrap it right now and it'd be okay. But we're gonna bump it up and let it go till this one right here tells me that it is 160 degrees. Looking good. Let's take a look, see how much pellets we use, so you'll know for your 590. Not bad at all, but you can see why in the video I pushed everything up to the front. You saw the hole that it made right there? That's where it takes it from first. That's why I do that. Alright, it's exactly 8 a.m. and we are at 160 degrees on the flat. Remember, we're not worried about the point. We're going to take a look at it. I'm pretty sure I want to pull it right now because I think it looks great. But we're going to look at it. There we go. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Get these out. Let's look at that. Look at that. That is gorgeous, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it, bring it inside, and I'll show you what I do inside. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and wrap it. So I took some of this Wagyu tallow right here and I heated it up. And I got a little bit of that inside here. So everybody else has been doing it. We're going to see. I've never done it this way before. So we're going to go ahead and sprinkle this stuff around on my paper to get it nice and moist. But boy, doesn't that brisket look gorgeous, y'all? That's how you do your brisket. Go ahead and put some of that on here. I don't think it'll mess up the bark from what everybody's saying, so we'll see. All right. There we go. Gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Let's see how we're gonna do it. We're gonna get it underneath. There we go. Kind of rough time on that one. I'm gonna put this one underneath. Like that. There we go. Now I'm gonna put it back on the grill and I'm gonna probe it right here because I want to get it to 200 degrees before I start checking it. So here we go, y'all. Looks good. I'm gonna put it back on right there, right back where we had it. Then I'm gonna go ahead and probe it again. So I'm gonna go in. And I'm going to do a second one because I don't want to get fooled. I just felt it go all the way through. I think that was into it. All right, let's see what it looks like. We'll let the temperature get back down and make sure I'm in the right spot. We're sitting on 203 right now. Let's see if we probe what it probes like. We want to see if the flat probes like butter. Don't worry about the point at all. So I got some beans on here. So we get in here. Try not to go all the way through because you don't want to bust the bottom of the bag. No, not yet. Not yet. It's still a little, yeah, still a little tough. Let's just get a reading. You see my gauges are showing 203, but this right here is showing 196. So that's the reason why it's not probing like butter yet. It's not quite done. This is why you cannot go by the temperature only. You have got to, it's got to probe like butter. So it's been 15 minutes. I'm watching it careful now. I'm at 205 now on my pit, on my grill thermometer. So I want to check it again. It's getting a little easier. I don't think it's there yet though. I got 202 right there. That feels like butter. 201. How hard that was. But it's at 200. $198. Don't let it go, man. It's got to probe like butter before you pull it. All right, so I'm showing 207 degrees now. Let's see what she looks like. Oh, you see, that's butter. You see that? Just that little bit of time, and we didn't wait for the temperature. I wouldn't have butter right here. So it's ready. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. It's ready. If I wouldn't have waited and I'd have just went off that 203 temperature, that brisket would not be ready. I mean, it is perfect right now. You saw how that was butter. So just because the temperature says something, that doesn't mean you need to pull it right then. This whole deal's about look to wrap. Doesn't, you know, so you're looking at it from 160 to 170 degrees, and you start looking at it about 200 degrees on your brisket. 203 is probably where the number that you need to start looking at it, but let's look at it at 200. Check it. Now I'm at 207 on here. I didn't even check it right here. It doesn't matter. It's butter. So I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to put it in the ice chest to rest for 1 hour. It's going to be good. Open it up. Let's take a look at it. I don't know what this tallow is going to look like because I've never done that before. Oh my God, it smells good. So when you open it up, you kind of want to let the steam escape. And you notice I have aluminum foil underneath. I want to catch all of the drippings when I put it in the ice chest. So, I mean, this thing, you can see it's wiggly wiggly like everybody does. So I'm going to cut the point off because I want to make burnt ends also out of this for us to eat for lunch today. So I'm going to take this part right here. There's 3 of us. So be careful, make one cut because you don't want to cut the burnt ends just yet. You just want to get the big chunk out and save it on the side. So I'm going to get it right here. And I'm going to make, that's going to be our burnt ends. So you can see, I'm not squeezing it, but that thing is so full of juice. I mean, beautiful. So we're going to put this aside. Over here. And we're going to let, we're going to wrap it back up. And I'm going to go ahead and make a little bowl with this aluminum foil so I catch all of that drippings so I can use it when I'm cutting. So now I'm going to put it in the ice chest with a towel on top of it. And we're going to let it sit for an hour before we eat. And actually, guys, it's 11 o'clock right now. So it's coming out perfect timing. So if you remember, the grain was going this way. So I got to cut it this way to go across the grain. Here we go. It's got a beautiful bark on it. Oh, that tastes good. It's got a little number 2 pencil out of it.
There you go, check this out. Look at the juice, man. And I'm not going to squeeze it. I want it to stay in the meat.
Alright guys, look at that. There you go. And I mean, perfect. Thanks again for watching. Here you go, y'all. This is it. Got burned ends, brisket. Look how moist that brisket is. Potato salad. Give it a shot, y'all. Leave comments below. Let me know how it went. This is a great way to do a brisket. And please like and share and set the alarm on my YouTube channel. We thank y'all. Have a blessed day.